Hey everybody, Karen Anderson here with Terry Cook
I'm here too.
for at
But
least now.
yeah, for now, I've got one heck of a thunderstorm going on right now, and my power flickered already once.
So if we lose her, you're just going to be stuck with me for the next hour. We're here for an hour for tonight's Ask a Doctor event. For those of you that are new to this event, we're like simulcast. I always think this is super cool. This started off only being something we did on Facebook. And over the last like 5 years, we have been doing it now on YouTube also. So what happens if you go to Aortic Hope's Facebook page, you will see our post with Dr. Siddharth Prakash, who is with University of Texas, Houston. His picture's right there, top of our page. And that is where you can put your questions. Now, this is a public page, so I've included a link to request your question be asked anonymously. And I've also included a link for people that are on Facebook to be joining us here live. So you can be in both places. And for those of you watching us here right now, thank you. But you can also put questions that you want the doctor to answer in the chat. Again, that's public. And we will take that question and put it on Facebook, which is where he is for the next 2 hours answering your questions, although you only have us entertaining you for 1 hour.
That's the
Hopefully.
best part. Actually, that's
Uh,
the best part.
yeah, it is.
No, not really. No, he is so good with his answers, and he explains everything so well. And Karen and I both met him in person. I was
So
at a,
nice.
symposium or a seminar with him for a couple of days. He is really amazing, and it's so nice that he does take his time out of his day to do this.
Katie, Molly, please and thank you. Thank you so much. Molly says, hi, crazy girls. I
I
haven't said
saw
anything
that.
yet. I love these events because I can just be more casual. Like I'm not casual enough when I go live, but we get to just banter and, I just took a nap. This is what you're seeing from my nap. So yeah, good stuff. I'm checking now to see if any of the questions that have already been preloaded that we've received earlier from people have been answered yet. They have not. So we will be entertaining everyone until the fine doctor joins us on Facebook. Um, this is a crazy month. So busy. September, busy, busy month. So many amazing things. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about ASAP. We introduced ASAP. Do you remember what ASAP stands for, Terry?
Oh, geez. Um, I know the
Aware
last one is period.
awareness. Seriously?
I
Awareness saves aortas, period.
period. Oh my gosh, it's been a long day. I'm sorry.
You worked it right at you went. She just came back from the gym. She worked her brain cells out too much, so they're missing. Awareness saves aortas, period.
Yes.
This is what we've been trying to tell everybody. It's a great thing to remember because we need awareness um, ASAP. I didn't even think about how those two go hand in hand when I thought of ASAP. And then it was just the other day I was like, well, when do we want awareness? ASAP. Like they're I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. But yes, so
It
that
is
has been
very
our
cool.
hashtag. Yeah, we kind of launched that in September. And what other amazing, amazing thing has happened in September that we're going to get a video of soon?
The lighting of all the stuff throughout the country and
Yeah.
Canada. It was so
Yeah.
amazing to see everybody's videos and pictures, and wait till you see it. It's just so amazing, and it was so heartwarming, and I don't even know how to say wait to see the videos.
Yeah.
Some of it was
That was pretty insane. I'm trying
it
to look
was
to see if he's joined us now. I am
um
thinking that might be a yes or no. We've gotten more questions. That is all okay.
yeah, some of the
Hmm.
lighting, the illumination, it was illumination. It was amazing. It
Yes.
was beautiful. It's like I wanted to go everywhere and see everyone live. I wanted to see
Yeah.
them all live. Like, is there any way I can travel the whole country in like
I know, right?
2 hours?
Wait till next year because I can't even let's see if we can just I can't even keep track. I can't even come up with the count because we had Mayo clinics across Minnesota and Wisconsin, down into Phoenix, Arizona. Jacksonville, I don't think went off. I think the other satellite offices get their choice to do it or not, and they didn't do it. Um, so we had all of those, but the ones that we know guaranteed that we had was Moreno Valley, California. There was a big M on the mountain. We
Mhm.
had San Diego sales in San Diego. Molly was there.
Mhm.
Oh, Daphne was at Moreno. We had the International Peace Bridge that connected Buffalo to Ontario, and Rob was
Rob,
there and took a picture of that. That was red and purple. We
that was
also had Niagara
beautiful.
Falls. Yeah, the Niagara Falls went off purple and then turned red, and this went on for a quite extended period of time. So that was amazing. Okay, Molly's got us at 23 locations, which is awesome. So
Wow.
then we also had Johns Hopkins Dome, which is iconic, and that building was red. We had 3 locations in Philly. They turned red and purple, and I was driving around like a maniac there. And then we drove 45 minutes to Trenton, New Jersey to get that bridge. And then a community member sent us photos of the New Hope, Pennsylvania footbridge that connects to um, Lambertville, New Jersey. So that was another one.
Oh, I
That one
didn't
was
know
beautiful.
that.
We got
Oh,
that
that's
one.
awesome.
And we had, so Deb also showed us Lowry Bridge in
In Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Correct.
And we had a couple places in Tuscaloosa.
Mm.
And so, yeah, there was a lot. There
It
was a lot.
was,
I'm thinking we got at least half, if not more, of the places that we were told, because we didn't have anybody at the planetarium in Missouri. And believe me, I
correct.
looked up how we could see it via live cam, and
Mhm.
nothing was there, but that's okay. So next year we may even go more international. We're looking into Australia or New Zealand. So since now
Can we
we're
go?
supporting them.
Can we go?
Um, bye-bye. You can. Those spiders are way too big out there. What, do you see my face and my hand? I
I
do not
do.
want to see a huntsman in person. It will forever change me. I might not ever talk again. Like I might have a coronary just being there. Like that. No, I'm not doing that. You can go. I'll just make sure that we plan one in Hawaii and I'll go there. It's important that I show support
Absolutely.
to
In
the,
Hawaii. Yep. 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 Yep.
people.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
All right, we're starting to get some answers to our questions. Oh, okay. All right, I'm just gonna go to the newest. So let's see. All right. La la la. First one. Is there a general rule of thumb for a heart rate threshold when an aortic disease patient is working out? First of
That's
all,
a,
it's
that-
a perfect question for him to answer, right?
yeah. And actually, it's so funny because just at the gym, I was just at the gym and I
Yeah,
was thinking the same thing, like, how high can my heart rate go and still be okay?
right. Well,
So,
you don't have any like aneurysms right now, so
no, I
I
don't, but
bet you
still.
it all depends.
Yeah.
But let's see, because he just did a very long exercise study across the board for AD patients of varying degrees of disease and studied them at UT Houston as well as some other locations. And then there were some home-based studies and workout plans as well. So he says or I guess he means after an aortic dissection, after AD, your heart rate responses to exercise can change. And so they can change unpredictably. And there is really no rule of thumb for heart rate threshold. So, for example, beta blockers for many people, they take that after dissection, and that will end up slowing your heart rate down. So you're kind of working against your beta blocker. You think you're working out, and you might actually feel more fatigued because it's trying to keep your heart rate to stay down. So that's something I think that's important for people to
Yeah.
know. Right. All right. I don't know who would have asked this question. What is the typical recovery time for someone who's had a dissection that over a decade ago and needs to have SAVR? And what is SAVR? We just talked about this yesterday. It's surgical aortic valve replacement. And they say the usual recovery time for open chest operations is 4 to 6 weeks, but can be longer if it's a second operation. And I
Don't
don't know
think
why
that.
anybody thinks 4 to 6 weeks after a dissection. Heck, no way it was not 4 to 6 weeks.
More like 12.
More like a year. I was still
Well,
6 months and I was a shell of myself. I mean, I couldn't even remember where I parked the car. I think again, oh my God, my amount of medication I was on was insane. You have the shock of being told we have to life flight you, right? Or we have to do something emergency because you could die. What a great way the ED doctors tell you that we have the shock of the surgery, which is huge.
mhm.
So I think it makes things worse. So
And honestly, it also depends on each person. Each person
Yeah.
has a different threshold of what they can tolerate, what their recovery
Right.
looks like. It's, it is so individual, but the 4 to 6 weeks, I would say, is a guideline.
That's wishful thinking. How about that for me?
Well,
Wishful
Karen,
thinking.
I will be there as many weeks as you need me, and you know that.
Because I got a lot on my to-do list. There's a
I
lot
know.
on my personal must accomplish list that I'm already well, I'm still getting to do, Masquerade with Phantom of the Opera, and we'll talk about that later, but that's like a big one, and I'm gonna do it. So
Right.
yeah. Okay, how long are pig valves lasting these days? I mean, we're hearing that bioprosthetic valves last about 10 to I know it didn't say 10 to 30. I think it said
No,
like 10 to 20 years.
well, you're talking about Dr. Beavers when we were on the other night.
Yeah, what did he say?
He was saying that they have right now they only have 7 years of data that these bioprosthetics were in, and the data is just amazing. It's all positive, and it's in the high 90s. So, you know, the longer the years go, the more data they're going to have. But right now it's
Right.
7. But
Is that for that one new valve that
mhm.
was out from Edwards? So the other valves that have been
Oh, okay, my
around
fault.
longer, we just I don't remember. I think it
Okay,
was like 10 to 20. That just seems like a huge spread.
yeah,
Okay, and his answer is 10 to 15. So yeah, that's like 5 years. That's a big spread. Again, um, whatever it is, it is. I think in 10 years, they're going to be lasting even longer and
exactly.
longer,
Because
you
technology
know,
changes all the time.
all the time,
Hmm.
all the time. Right.
Yep.
All right. Let's see if we've got any more questions. Hopefully, it's
Oh,
not a quiet
can I
night.
read this one? Let's see if he answered. He
Which
did
one?
answer. Are weight
Go
loss
for it.
products like Wegovy okay for 80 patients?
Oh, that's a good question.
Y- Yes, as of now, there is no evidence that GLP-1 medications are harmful. However, we need to do more research to understand their long-term effects on the aorta. And with the weight loss medications, what is the long term? They don't know.
Right.
That's what I'm told. Because yes, I am one Monjaro. I'm not Monjaro. Zepbound.
We go,
Um,
V.
yeah, and it works.
It
I've lost
works.
weight.
It
Karen's
works.
lost weight.
Oh my God. And I'm so glad I did it. My GI doctor, my primary care, my cardiologist, my surgeon. And it wasn't like I really needed to. I mean, I had packed on 10 pounds because of menopause, for sure. It was one of those things I looked at food and a couple pounds came on me. They don't tell you about that. They don't tell you about that part in menopause. It just
No.
was amazing. And not being able to work out while I'm waiting to have this valve replaced and 50% of my blood is going back into my heart. Um, all doctors were like, just take it. Just take the lowest dose. Like, take it up until a week before your surgery. And I called you. I'm like, is this normal? It's been like well, in the first 2 weeks, I'd lost like 6 or 7 pounds, and I've been on it now. But I've spread it out. Sometimes I take it every other week, lowest dose. And so I've probably taken now 4, 5. I just took my sixth shot to over many, many weeks, and I'm down almost 20 pounds. And I
Hmm.
don't really feel like I need to go any longer. So I may just take one every 3, 4 weeks just to make sure that I
Hmm.
maintain. It does
Hmm.
change the food noise in your head. It confuses it. It says, "Hi, I'm feeling hungry, yet there's not one thing I feel like eating." Or my brain says, "Hi, I'm feeling hungry. I'd like to steam a bag of Asian vegetables for dinner tonight." And then that's what I have. And I'm eating and I'm like, "Whoa, I've never in my life done that before." So I'll take it. That's fine. Or it'll
I've
say, "I
gotten
would like to eat a whole chicken," and then go for some veggies.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
gotten to the point where I don't, I'm not hungry. I have to force myself to eat sometimes
Yeah,
because I
that
know
part's
it's
not good.
not good if I
Not
don't eat.
good.
And I'm
Yeah.
doing, I have to do it,
Yeah.
but it's
But
definitely worth.
but
I'm
it's
down almost
different.
40.
But when it's leaving my system, that's when the crap food starts looking so good.
Yes,
I'm like, God damn, a French fry would be so good right now.
that is
Mm.
true.
But
That is
and if
true.
I succumb, and I'm gonna be honest, I've succumbed. It's 'cause nothing like a McDonald's fry cooked the right way. I get the small, I get the baby, I get the infant size that has like 6 fries in it. And I never even I like eat one or two and just suck that
Yeah,
salt right off my fingers and I'm done. And I know
yeah,
it's bad, everybody. Nobody needs to say so. Nobody needs to say so. So it was the Krispy Kreme that I ate half of a couple weeks ago. It's fun. But you know what? Everything in moderation.
wait, the Krispy Kreme that you ate half of was the what did I get? The Huff, not Huff and Puff. It was a Harry Potter one. It had caramel, some kind of brown sugar cream. Oh my God, it
Where'd
was
you get
so
that at, like,
good.
Duck Donuts or something?
No, it was a Krispy Kreme when I went to
Oh,
pick up the
really?
2 dozen that I had ordered from our
Oh, I haven't picked
fundraiser.
mine up yet. I haven't picked
I
mine
did.
up yet. All right, let's get back to this.
Why?
Person
We
has
can't
the
talk about Krispy Kreme donuts?
yeah, I haven't had dinner. I'm chewing gum,
Me
like, that's
neither.
my dinner. Like, this is
Me neither.
casual night. I'm like, all right, so somebody has the FLNC gene, that is a cardiomyopathy gene, and when they have their valve replacement, I don't know who asked this question either. Should the person consider having their left appendage clipped to avoid having AFib issues? I know what that question means because I have that. And the answer was that is a reasonable option because it does not extend the time of the operation. Oh, the reason to get the left atrial appendage clipped is not to avoid AFib issues, but to prevent a blood clot from
Mm,
forming in the appendage in case of, because that AFib could cause a stroke. So something to think about. So you have this little left atrium appendage that when you have AFib, because it's an arrhythmia, blood, I guess, hangs out in there for like a split second. I'm not a doctor. I don't even know what I'm talking about, but I think I've heard this. And so because of that, a blood clot can form because AFib is a very specific type of arrhythmia. And so that's why they put you on Eliquis, not warfarin or Coumadin. That's the same drug, by the way, because that is used with mechanical valve, but Eliquis, which is more intense than Plavix. So Eliquis does not take away AFib. It takes away the opportunity to have a stroke from a blood clot. So the appendage clip, which I think is a Watchman, will put you in a position where you don't have to be on that blood thinner. So, yes, I did ask my surgeon about it. And he told me it is on the posterior side of the heart. What does posterior mean?
back.
Behind. Yes, it does. You're so smarticus. All right.
Thank you for explaining that because I heard it all when you were at the doctor,
Yes, you did.
but you explained it really well, and now I understand what it is.
See, so I didn't make it up, right? I heard it
Mm-mm.
correctly.
Mhm.
So, what are flying restrictions for somebody who has a root aortic aneurysm, if there's
None,
any?
none.
Someone's read different recommendations and he's like, ain't no restrictions. Fly, baby, fly. Don't you realize people live at 8,000 feet, which is typically what the inside of a cabin is pressurized to, I believe. And if Molly's watching, I'm sure she will correct me if I am wrong. So there you go. All right, we're going to do some shameless self promotion because we can. And then I'm going to let you take over a couple questions because, we're going to have an Ask a Doctor when I'm out. And so you're going to need to do this, girlfriend.
That's fine. I don't have a
Shameless
problem.
promotion number one, you guys. This is the aortic disease awareness ribbon. And being a social media person, remember, like, this is what they do,
You,
right?
yeah, but you can see it perfectly. Now you can't.
This is a really thick,
They
very,
are.
very high quality magnet, right? So it may not go right on like the back part of your car because I hear there's not a lot of places now that are super magnetized on cars except gas caps, gas tank covers. So I don't know, but it's still going to be amazing if you give it to your physician and he plops it on his file cabinet because that for sure is magnetized. These are awesome. You can get these with a $10 donation. And then we also have our car decals. These are pretty
Love.
great too. Because they literally are die cut. So everything's going to be individually, it's like all going to be shaped around here. And I've got this on the back of my computer. I've got one on the back of my car. I love seeing people riding around town with it, which is typically either Terry or Tammy. And I'm like, oh, I know that. Oh, that's Terry or Tammy, which is wonderful. Hey, I know who Social Hive is in Texas. Hey, Sarah Copeland. Yes, we got this from Travis Copeland from Copeland Signs. This is amazing, amazing quality. You can get this
I
with a
love it.
$5 donation, you guys. Shameless plug. Not shameless. Awesome plug. Thank you very much. And you can
Awesome
order
plug.
those on our website. Hey, John Brady, you can order that on our website if you go to Hope Shops and just scroll down. You'll see the order form right there, and you can order them and we'll get them off to you. All right, you are up, my love. Please go enjoy and read.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me refresh. Hold on 1 second.
I
Oop.
usually click to the newest because I think we're all out of order, but
Yeah, we
that's all right.
are. But that's okay. Oh, you know what? I gotta put it back on here. So hang on. See, I'm gonna get this.
Oh
Okay.
no, we have no more answers to our questions. We have 2 questions that have not been answered. We are
I have
caught
some that
up.
are answered. All right. So this question says, please explain the difference between bypass and debranching. Thanks, Tammy. Tammy put this question in. Debranching means cutting off branches of the aortic arch, and reimplanting them somewhere else on the aorta to keep blood flowing to the brain. Bypass means sewing an artery or vein onto a coronary artery to keep blood flowing around a blockage to the heart. That's pretty
Ooh,
wild.
yes,
That
it
is pretty
is.
wild.
That's
Yeah.
very wild.
Yeah. Bypass and deep
Yep,
branching. And I had
fun
never
stuff.
heard of deep branching until I started, in the aortic hope community
Yeah,
and looking at the stuff and going to the conferences and stuff.
it's because you
All right.
got your 3 branches on your head. Your right
Correct.
coronary, your left, and I do not remember the other one. It's a big one
Right. It's the three coming out of your heart, right? At the top
off
of your
your
heart.
arch.
Yeah. Yeah.
One goes to your head. Oh man, I'll look it up. You
She's
go
gonna
read the
Google
next
it.
one. I'm looking it
Shh,
up.
shh. Dr. Google, we're not supposed to use Dr. Google,
Yeah,
but you're just
that's
looking something up. You're not looking up a
three
diagnosis.
branches.
Anyways, all right. So our next question again from Tammy. Tammy, we miss you. If collagen is supposed to regenerate skin cancer, oh wait, I don't think it's
Oh no,
supposed to
what's
get
wrong?
cancer. If collagen is supposed to regenerate skin, can it help the aorta after a dissection?
Mm.
Collagen supplements are broken down. Oh, Dr. Prakash says collagen supplements are broken down into amino acids like any other protein. It is better to eat a protein-rich diet.
Okay,
Makes sense.
there you go.
Protein, protein, protein.
You have the
Let's see.
brachiocephalic trunk. You have the left common carotid. So your coronaries are like down in the heart. We were so off because coronary threw me.
That's why there isn't a
And
DR in front of our names.
then the left subclavian.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a
I don't know.
really cool, like true anatomically correct picture that I will not show anybody because that would be, you know, trigger warning. I have to put one of those up, right?
Sure.
Mhm.
Okay, well, right now do not have any more questions. Are
We're
there
caught
any?
up, you guys. It's a great
Yeah,
time
we're
for you
caught
to
up.
ask your questions. Type them in here in Facebook on the page with lovely Dr. Prakash's face at the top, or you can put them in chat here. What do we got? What's going on in chat, Josh?
I'm putting chat
Yes.
right into the chat there, Karen.
Yes. All right. Thanks. Yes, so I was right. Most aircrafts are pressurized at at 8,000 feet. And I remember, however, the 787 is designed so the passengers don't get as fatigued. It's pressurized as 6. That's interesting that you say that because past a 2 to 3 hour flight, I feel it. I get stronger heartbeats, some palpitations. Like I get very agitated. I'm excited because I know I must be going someplace really awesome if I'm flying about 4 or 5 hours away. But I don't like the way that it feels. I get very like, as we say, verklempt. It's what I get. I get verklempt in the plane. That's when I start going to the bathroom a lot. I put the fan on my face. Like, I don't care that it's a bathroom. I know a lot of you think it's nasty in the plane. I've always enjoyed being in there. It's my private time. I can stand. I can just get some air. I can wash my hands. I can feel whatever. Um, but when I asked the doctor, can you fly? They're like, people live at 8,000 feet. They live much higher with aneurysms, with dissections. They're not asking people in the mountains of Colorado to come down and move and come down. So it's fine.
It's a very
Unless
good
you
point.
are at risk for a blood clot, then your doctor, may tell you some other restrictions. And again, everybody's different. So you want to talk to your physician, of course.
Well, now that
But
Molly told us that about the 787s, I have a whole bunch
yeah,
of flights coming up. I'm gonna go look and see what planes I'm on to see if I have any 787s.
okay.
That'd be kind of cool.
Mm, I would think that if you're going super quick, I wonder if the 787s, like, are you at 6,000 if you're just going on a quick 2 hour flight? We
Yeah, I
shall
don't
wait
know.
for Molly to give us that answer. Okay.
So glad Molly's on here.
All right. We are still waiting for the good doctor, to refresh us. So while we do that, we're going to do another same shameless plug, except you have all the belts and you probably don't have one handy. So I
Well,
We'll
I
show
have,
one.
oh, actually I do. No, I do.
Oh, do you? Because I was going
I
to
do.
show one from my secret stash of very specialized belts that I don't have. I just have
Hold,
them in
please.
case we do a contest with
Hold,
these.
please. Okay,
Well,
I'm back. Now,
go
remember,
ahead.
I'm going to show these, but they're not the color. We can have black and red, but this is what they look like in case of emergency, aortic dissection. We also have ones that say in case of emergency. Oh, like that one. In case of emergency, we have medical, what is it? Medical alert.
This one's
And they're
hard to
really
read, but it
cool.
does say medical alert.
Yeah,
He just sent
really
me these
cool.
as samples. Yeah. So we just have a
Yeah.
couple cool ones like this that we're saving for giveaways, but they only come in red and black.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's
But
cool
yeah.
about these is these easily Velcro on and off of your belt. And
Mm,
inside there is
Velcro.
a pocket, a plastic pocket where you can put this card that's included. And on the card, it says name, emergency contact, allergies, medications, blood type, and additional information. And you can put that right in there. And the EMS know to look inside. They know.
Yes.
So they're going to come up. You're going to have this on your seatbelt, like right here. It doesn't slip. I mean, if it slips a little bit, you just pull it right back and then it won't slip. And it's a
They're
great
also
way.
they're also so good for people that are a little bit vertically challenged, like me. It helps with the seatbelt so it doesn't cut me in the neck. The other thing too that
Yeah.
I actually just thought about is that if you have this on your seatbelt, it's going to be right there for the EMS because yeah, you can get into your phones and you should have medical stuff on your phone, but if God forbid something happens and you're in an accident, you're not going to be able to, or they may not be able to find your phone.
Right.
So this is much
Yeah.
much better to have.
Yeah.
And my
It
son
really
and my
is.
husband don't know it, but I have an orange one and a purple one, and one's going in one car and one's going in the other car because if I'm a passenger in their car, I want the EMS to know it as well.
Well, and you picked orange and you picked
And
purple
purple.
for the Ravens and for the Orioles.
Yeah, let's just not
So,
talk about any of that. So next subject.
well, you're only a fan like this much.
Orioles, big. Ravens, not so much.
Huge. Not so much
Huge.
Ravens. Big. Big so
Yes.
much that it got us to see the Savannah Bananas, which I love wearing my yellow t-shirt. I love
It
shouting
did.
it
Me too. Me
loud.
too.
All right. We are checking to see. We have two more questions now that we're going to check and see if he has answered. It's a little bit of a slow night, you guys. Oh no, we just got more questions. All right, let's see.
Why am I not seeing the questions? What am I doing wrong?
You have to hit either all comments or
I'm
newest.
doing all comments. Oh, there we go.
Oh, here we go. All right.
All right.
So, oh, we've gotten a couple others. All right. So, how common is getting anemia after surgery? This person's almost 6 months out and has malabsorption and anemia. And the answer is anemia after surgery is very common.
Interesting.
If the anemia is due to malabsorption, you might need to see a GI doctor and get special treatment in addition to iron supplementation. And I know all about that because after having multiple bowel resections, I had a lot of anemia and I had to go for iron infusions. And that's so bizarre because it's this very deep red purple color and it creates, some people describe the taste as metallic. I kind of felt that it tasted a little bit like prunes. I guess that
Interesting.
like a prune. Yeah, it wasn't a pleasant taste, but it wasn't nasty like Paxlovid, but you can definitely taste it. And so they do watch you when you first get it to make sure you're not having any reaction, and they have Benadryl handy. I had no reactions and I just, it's not like I felt any different. I really didn't. I think that after having them and once my body could catch up,
Mhm.
I was no longer as fatigued as I was. So that all though happened through my GI doctor.
Yeah.
Okay. Still
We
waiting
have
on a couple others.
yeah, there's a couple questions that haven't been answered yet.
Okay.
There was
We
some
were just
answers.
told that Molly said you're going to feel better flying longer after your, oh, I'm going to feel better flying longer after my repair. Yeah, I've been feeling
I saw that.
like poop when I've been flying for quite a few years. It's like just a pounding. It's horrible. Unless you're flying international, you probably won't see a 787.
Oh, darn it.
But 787, like they're not flying at 6,000 feet when you're going international. I would be thinking you're
No,
going like super high.
no, she said the cabin pressure is at 6,000 feet, not
Oh,
8,000. That's what
That's
she
what I
said.
meant. Oh,
That's what
oh,
she meant.
oh.
No, of course you're not flying 6,000 feet because that would be a problem. You'd hit a lot of
Mhm.
stuff.
In a helicopter.
Yeah, yeah,
Please and
that wouldn't
thank
be
you
fun.
says that their legs swell up like tree trunks. So mine don't because I'm too antsy. I never sit still. I'm always up. I'm walking. I go to the bathroom a lot. I'm shifting because if I'm flying with Terry, we're playing cards. We're playing Yahtzee through our phones. I mean, I'm watching movie. I'm like, I'm always moving around. I can't. And when I
What
fly international, I definitely cannot sit still.
yeah.
I will lose my mind. Lose my
One
mind.
one thing I've also learned is and everybody or anybody that knows me knows that I just love my Diet Coke and I'm down to one a day. That's all I drink. This is actually water. But I noticed that on a plane now, I don't get anything to drink except water because that definitely helped. It helped with the gas and the swelling and stuff like that. I felt much better once I started drinking only water on a plane.
Hey, David. Thanks so much for sharing your survivor story recently. We
Hmm.
do appreciate it.
Yes.
Um, yeah, I was told not to have the ice on a plane. I like
I
canned
love the
water. I will
ice.
drink canned water on a plane.
Hmm.
I
Well, I
don't
think that
know how clean
that's
the ice
what they
is.
always have. Oh
The
no, some
water.
don't. Yeah. No, the
Yeah,
canned water. I know Southwest does.
yeah. I have never done a mixed drink on a plane, and I get like Southwest coupons all the time. Never done it.
I have.
I don't know why I feel like maybe I would get like super like toasted on a plane if I drank. I don't know, but I just don't
Well,
do it.
Karen, you get super toasted when you drink anyways, whether it's on a
If I
plane or
think of
not.
a drink, I very easily, yeah.
Hmm.
But they don't have my drink of choice anyway. Like, they they don't like the wines I like. Like I'll drink a Moscato.
Hmm.
You know how I feel about Fireball. That you know why? Because it's cheap. I just have one little, and I feel good. So I'm inexpensive when it comes
I was
to
gonna say you're
drinking.
saying you're a cheap date.
150 million%. Yes. All right. We're getting back to questions, you guys. Regarding immediate family members, do they only need to be checked once or should they be monitored throughout their lifetime? What do you think the answer is?
They should be monitored throughout their lifetime.
And the answer is ding, ding, ding. Yes. Family members should be monitored throughout their lifetime, sometimes only every 5 to 10 years
Hmm.
if the screening keeps coming back entirely normal. So you guys have to remember, whether you participate in a research study that deals with genetics or you go through a clinical genetic testing program, and 70% of the AD population comes back showing nothing. A small percentage of them might have what's called a VUS, a variant of unknown significance, meaning
Correct.
something's come back like a blemish, but they can't 100% say this they know for a fact caused your dissection or is causing an aneurysm. But there might be like a handful of people in the world that maybe that's happened to. And maybe it causes IBD, but we're not really sure. It's really not significant enough, but there's a little blemish, right? There's a little thing. Just because it comes back with a nothing doesn't mean it's
Doesn't mean
nothing. It means it's nothing
correct.
now. So you should go back about every 6 or 7 years because more mutations, more genetic issues are discovered. And every 6 or 7 years seems to be what I hear is appropriate. And go get tested again if you're into being tested. If you do it through research, here's what happens with research study programs. They, from what I understand, they test them in batches of 100. So if you're the 27th person to submit your saliva, you're waiting until 73 more people um, get get their saliva turned in before they turn that 100 over to be tested. And if there's nothing, you're not going to hear anything. You're
Hmm.
only going to hear something if they find something. So you could be waiting for a really long time. The plus of that is that nobody will ever know that you tested or what your results are. It's 100% anonymous. So it can't impact you as of today. It can't impact you from a long-term insurance standpoint or life insurance standpoint.
Hmm.
Clinical through like Invitae or GeneDx. We're not talking about 23andMe. We're talking about true clinical aortopathy panel, which is 38 genes. They have a BRCA panel and they have, cancer genes. They have cardiomyopathy genes. They have lots of different panels that they can run, and they're not going to run you on everything. But through your conversation, like through my most recent, they decided because there is a little bit of cancer in my family and sudden cardiac death, that they included these two additional panels. So while while my aortopathies came back with a VUS, variant of unknown significance, and the cancer came back completely negative, which means I'm not going to all of a sudden develop a genetic reason for having breast cancer. It's just not, that's not going to happen, because at least not a genetic type of cancer. My cardiomyopathies came back positive. So that's a whole other ball game. But with that means if something comes back positive and you haven't had a dissection, let's say, you're probably going to be very shocked when you are rated on your life insurance again, and it is rated so high that you probably don't want to pay for it or you can't afford it, because you are now very high risk. Your mortality risks go up, and that would include your children. So my personal, because this is very personal, my personal rule of thumb is not to have my son tested. He gets treated as if he has something. So he is now seen every 3 to 5 years. That won't impact him unless something comes back.
Right. It's interesting that you're talking about this now, because I work for financial advisors, and we have we do holistic, we do everything. We do insurance. We, go through the gamut, everybody, to make sure even all their state documents are in order. And jokingly, I was talking to my colleague who does all the insurance, and people were talking about, we were in a meeting, just an internal meeting, and everybody's like, well, I have insurance. Can I get insured? And I looked at Dawn, I said, can I get insured? She goes, you probably could after 5 years, but you probably couldn't afford it, because I would
Okay.
be highly rated.
Exactly. It's a big risk.
It
Please
is.
and thank you mentions that their fatigue makes it hard for them to stay awake, like anywhere. That's where I'm at right now. I've got like severe fatigue. I just lay down. I thought I was just gonna watch watch like something. The commercial came on. I was like, just close my eyes just for a second. A big blink. 45 minutes later, I didn't know, I didn't know what time it was, where I was. The dog and I were out snoozing. It happens every day between like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, witching hour. And it's been so bad. There have been times when I literally am like, I have to go to sleep right now. Like I have to go back to wherever I am so I can lay down. I have to go to sleep right now. It's so severe. Um, it could be medication, but you should tell your doctor if that's how you're feeling. You could be
Absolutely.
over medicated. You might be on the wrong meds. There's so many beta blockers, ACE inhibitors, angiotensin receptor blockers. There's so many that if it's the drug you're on, why not just tell them and maybe they'll change, right? That's what happened to me before all this valve nonsense. I was on the beta law, 900 milligrams a day. That's
Oh
when I
my
came out of the
gosh.
hospital. The first time I drove, I didn't remember where I lived. I could not figure out, do I make a left or right to go home? And I knew that it was one street. So if I had a 50-50 chance of being at the right place or in a half hour being someplace totally far away. But once I explained that to the doctor, we changed the drugs, went from labetalol to nobivalol, because the LOLs, the laws are the beta blockers, and my whole world opened up. All that cloud of fatigue just lifted. So don't just live with it and suffer in silence. Definitely tell somebody about your fatigue.
Something I always say, anybody that I speak to regarding aortic disease, I always say they have to get the right I call it a cocktail. They have to
Hmm.
get the right cocktail of medications for you. And some may last for a while and some may not. So if you're starting to feel something, 100% talk to your doctor
Hmm.
and find it. For me, example, I went to the cardiologist the other day. She's like, do you get dizzy when you stand up? I was like, yeah, I do. She's like, how many times a day? I was like, like once or twice. Immediately, they took me off one of my medications
Hmm.
because, again, my cocktail needed to change.
Right. I've been
So,
with you when that happens. Yeah.
mhm. Yep,
Yep. Not
I
fun.
just have to stop and stand there, but I shouldn't be getting dizzy.
Yep. That should
Means
stop.
my blood pressure's too low. So,
All right. At what point will my ascending thoracic aneurysm need to be fixed? This person's now at 4.4 centimeters, and there's a strong family history of
um,
aneurysms with one member having had a dissection, but the genetic test came back negative. And Dr. Prakash says it actually depends on the rate of change of the aorta. So, how large your relative's aorta was at the time of dissection also plays a part. and a bunch of other factors. So you really need to talk to your aortic specialist. So typically 4.4 would not be something that anybody would necessarily look at and say it's time to intervene. Most people, you'll hear them say 5.5 is the magic number. Your genetic testing is negative today, right? If family tests came back and they're negative now, there's clearly something there if you've had more than one person have this issue, right? But they don't see it yet. I mean, there's a lot that goes into this test and a very big DNA chain, right? So if you had this and other people have had it, somebody's actually had a dissection, you're on someone's radar now, right? So they may lower that threshold. Plus, if you have just discovered it at 4.4, you don't know if could be 4.4 the last 10 years, and you just don't know. If you've never had a test that would have shown your aorta, and you don't know how long you've had it. But if you just had it tested like 2 years ago and it was it was just 4 centimeters, and now it's 4.4 2 years later, well, that's good growth, right? Anything that grows more than 3 millimeters in a year is considered growth. If you go from 4.4 to 4.5, that's not growth. That's probably a mistake, an error, picking up a heartbeat. So,
And different
you need,
people reading
right,
the
different
results
machines, different
in
machines. So,
different texts.
yeah, I'm a big believer in letting my surgeon hold up their electronic ruler and measure it the way they want to. What would define their reasoning for having to do surgery? So I don't go by any radiologist reports. I let the surgeon take a look and tell me what they think is going on. And different tests. Echoes are going to be different than CTs, and there may be a slight difference between CT and MRI. So a lot goes into that.
Sure.
Okay.
You want me to read one?
Sure.
Can mitral valve regurgitation cause palpitations? Dr. Prakash says, yes, mitral regurgitation frequently causes heart palpitations.
Yes, it will.
Yes, it will.
And so can aortic valve. So
Yeah.
that can cause that as well. Please and thank you says, sent in an application and a check to get some health insurance. They saw that this person has Marfan's and sent the check right back. Yeah.
That's
Yeah. So
hard.
you're really left with working at a job where they offer that as an employee benefit, and then you can pay up for more life insurance. Yeah, and health insurance. I know. And I had a life insurance plan through my job when I had the dissection and I went on short-term disability. I still had that benefit. When I left the job and was on long-term disability, I was given the ability to continue the life insurance. And it's been a decade later, and they're still letting me keep the life insurance that I had before him. So
Good.
I will always check yes on that box to keep that. Because once I say no, I'm never going to get it back.
Mhm.
All right, here's a question. Person had a type A/B, which tells me they dissected in their ascending and went all the way down, probably into or around iliac. A year ago with open heart surgery to repair the ascending aorta. 3 months later, had a SCAD. A SCAD is a spontaneous coronary artery dissection. That event caused damage in their left ventricle. The angiogram that found the coronary dissection said it was located in the OM1. I do not know what an OM1 is. I don't know.
Look at
I can't even think. Okay, but this person's been told it could be related to the dissection injury. But looking at where the OM1 is compared to the ascending aorta, it seems far away. What are the possible causes of coronary artery dissections? This person was 60 when it happened, worried about other coronary arteries, was just told that they had Marfan syndrome. So coronary artery dissections can happen as a consequence of type A dissections that propagate into the coronary arteries or as a separate event in people with heritable thoracic aortic disease. If the diagnosis was Marfan via genetic testing, then that would be the likely reason, and that is what he's asking. Was that diagnosis of Marfan related to genetic testing, or did somebody look at you and say, I believe you have Marfan's? Because that happens too. Did you have genetic testing would be the follow-up question to that. And we will wait. We will
Okay,
wait.
so OM1 is the artery arises from the main circumflex artery, LCX, which itself branches off the left main coronary artery. It runs along the left margin of the heart and supplies blood to the lateral wall of the left ventricle.
Okay. I believe
Okay.
you. I believe you. Totally do.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what I'm
also
reading.
curious to know if the if that person, which I don't know, I'm curious to know if they are female, because it tends to be that scads happen to females more often than males. So just curious, but I don't need to know the answer to that question. Not important. All right. We're going to do another quick ad. Shameless. Hey, you guys, listen. You know this book. It's our second patient guide. The first one was all about dissections. This one is aortic disease, the patient guide. I was almost said aortic disease awareness month. Aortic disease, the patient guide. This is going to tell you everything that you would like to know in layman's terms. Actually, to be very specific, in terms that are written for 10th and 11th graders. And I know this because when we wrote the book and we popped it into Grammarly and other programs, we made sure that it would fulfill the education level typical of that of 10th and 11th grade in the United States, because that is about what the very original book out of the UK did as well with the dissection book. And we did the same with the dissection book. So we wanted to make sure it was very easy to understand, and done in a way that was professional, but written from the tone of a patient standpoint. So it's going to talk to you about what is the aorta. It's going to talk to you about aortic valve disease. So that can be regurgitation, stenosis, or any type of valve anomaly like bicuspid valve. It's going to talk about diagnosis, treatment options, recovery. It's going to talk about aortic dissections anywhere on the organ that is the aorta. So all zones, 0 through to the abdominal area. How those areas are diagnosed, monitored, and treated. It's going to briefly touch upon dissections, although we do refer people back to the dissection patient guide. And it's going to talk about exercise, diet, sex. It's going to talk about flying. It's going to answer all those questions because we've been taking note for quite a few years on the questions that are asked, and we included them. Medications, genetics, support, caregivers. There's diagrams. There's an area for you to use as a log and put down what time you took your medications, when you took your blood pressure, how are you feeling, just so that you have it as a journal to report back to your physician. This book was not only written by patients and a few caregivers, medical students and residents contributed, and it was all clinically reviewed and then endorsed by the highest societies for thoracic surgeons and vascular surgery as well. So we're very proud of that. And this little ditty is free. I almost said this little ditty. Jack and Diane. I didn't do it. All right. It's free. And you can't tell me you can't figure out how to get it, because it's on the front page of our website, right there at the top. Click here for free download. You can also order a hard copy of this for free, limited quantities, so you want to get it. And we ask that you talk to your physician and your surgeon about ordering a box of 25 books for free. Free, 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 free. Aortic Dissection, the Patient Guide. You can also download for free. We've also done that on our YouTube channel. I've read the book. So if you want to really be entertained and watch this, you can go on our YouTube channel. It's broken down by the sections and chapters, or one continuous one as well. You can listen to it while you're driving in the car, kind of like an Audible, right? In addition, the dissection book, which we've actually not even formally announced, is on Amazon. So if you'd like to have a hard copy for yourself, since we are not presently sending out hard copies for the dissection book, we did that for a whole year for free. You can get that on Amazon. The disease book is still coming to you for free. All you need to do is just fill out a form. You find it on the main page, resources, and Hope Shop. Get a copy today. Yeah. All right, Terry, you're up. What questions we have? Anything new?
I don't know if there's anything new. Hold on.
I was on 26 or 28. I lost track. 28. Oh yeah, there's a new one. I see it. It's all you.
Wait a minute. I only have 26.
We're gonna refresh.
I am.
Refresh.
Oh, there's 28.
Yep.
That one's not answered yet. That one's not answered yet. Yeah, they're two. They're not answered yet.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was the first. Are you looking at the first one?
I am. Hashimoto's is That's a thyroid related
Yeah. So
disease.
the question, Dr. Prakash hasn't answered it yet, but the question is, can Hashimoto's disease be related to aortic disease? So we need to see what he says about that. And then the other question that we're waiting for an answer is, would fibromuscular dysplasia necessitate closer monitoring of thoracic and aortic root dilation? Thank you. So,
I love when you pause for a moment to say the big words. Find it so
because I don't
impressive.
want to mess them up.
Hey, you guys, here's another shameless little plug. I'm sure you're all
Yes.
aware that we have Hope Mail,
I was
right?
gonna say, we have so much stuff to do, to give.
Hope Mail. I mean, this is what we gave. This was last year. And you know why I have this?
Okay.
Because I'm supposed to send this to Josh and I haven't done so, but I did pull it to the side. And you can ask Terry. She was here when we were cleaning out my office and I had two. And the pencils. This
That
is
was
like an adult. I gave you one. I kept this one because I knew it had to go to Josh. This is color meditations. This was last year because we were asked to create something that would help pertain more to mental health. This was last year, right, Tara?
Yes, it
So
was.
in this book, you're going to find affirmations like it's during our darkest moments that we must focus to see the light. You'll have these quotes like what we achieve inwardly will change our outer reality. And you can just color to your heart's, you can't see it. There it is. You can just color. We also had a touchy-feely little strip. I do not like it, but some people are very into touchy-feely and people rub it on their phone. I did not like it. It reminds me of tongue depressors, which I do not like. It does. It's touchy. It was like scratchy to me. I did not like it. I'm
Tongue
a
depressor. I don't know where you
look.
came up with that one.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. But this year that we're in right now, what are
I
we
have
sending out?
one.
We're sending out a
We just have-
journal.
We're sending out a journal.
Yeah,
a
a journal,
journal.
different colors, different colors.
Yeah, we have all different colors. They're actually really pretty. A jar opener
Yeah.
and one of our pens.
Yes.
That is
So
all
things to
oatmeal.
make life a little easier for you, right? Because you were
Yes.
supposed to strive to thrive in 2025.
Correct.
I have no idea what the quote's going to be in 26. I can't believe I even remember the last 4 or 5 years, but
You will come up with one because you're really good at that.
or ChatGPT, my boyfriend will come up with it for me. Uh, well, I mean, we
Oh
did
my
come up with
God.
Ace Your Healthcare Journey, and we'll talk about that too. But we do know that we're doing a journal. We do know we're doing a pen, and we do know that I will just tell you, we're doing a pill case. But it's a pill case and carabiner combo, and everybody loves carabiners. And the color should, if Tammy sends it out, it should match your journal because I tried to get matchy matchies because I thought it'd be fun. So it's a
That would be fun.
metallic, it's pretty awesome pill case, doesn't have our name on it, but the pen and the books do. And lo and behold, show those journals again. That has a sticker from Copeland Signs. Great sticker, probably one of the best stickers, right? Awesome sticker.
Yes.
And the social hive in Texas says, how do y'all stay looking so young?
Also, if you don't
Why did
have
I
one,
say it like that?
I know, because she's in Texas. Also, these
Texas.
pens write
They're
amazing.
so good.
Karen
Come
and I
on.
are pen connoisseurs, and this one writes really
And
well.
who doesn't get a new pen, right? Whether it's from the waiter and you're going to secretly, switch it with the one you got that you don't like. And the first thing you do is you write something to see if you like the way it writes.
You write your name.
I write my name. My sister writes Chicago. That's her test word.
Okay.
I know.
You know what
I
I use? Speaking about test words, for anybody, I don't do it. I did it when it first was popular. Wordle. So many people still do Wordle, and for the longest time, it was probably like in 2021 or 2022 after my dissection, my beginning word, because you have like I think 6 chances, my beginning word was always aorta, and it helped a lot. Like some people used roast and other words, but I always used aorta, and it really helped.
What would I do? Maybe I would probably try like achieve because at least I'm knocking out like 3 vowels.
That's too many letters, my dear.
It's 6 letters. Oh, it's only 5?
It's really 5.
Okay, well, if it was 6 letters, I would do achieve. It just came to my head because it has many valves, different types. All right, look, we've got questions and answers.
All right.
We only
So
have a
let's
couple
go.
minutes left here before we're off. I know you found this all very entertaining, hopefully. All right. So the answer to can Hashimoto's disease, which is related to the thyroid, be related to aortic disease? And the answer is some types of autoimmune diseases like Hashimoto's can cause aortic disease, but it is rare. But I do know that people with Crohn's disease may or may not develop ankylosing spondylitis, and people with ankylosing spondylitis may or may not develop Crohn's or colitis, but they definitely, ankylosing spondylitis, have a prevalence to aortic disease, 100%. Doesn't mean, nothing ever means that because you have this, you're going to get this, by the way. It doesn't. But there are certain autoimmune diseases, probably the ones that cause a high degree of inflammation, that can be related to aortic disease. You want to take the last one, Tara? I give you the last one. Well, we
Sure.
might have one more before we have to go.
I have all this stuff popping up. Wait, I'm stuck. Ugh. Hold on one second.
And how do I stay looking so long? Because I put a little makeup on. I have soft focus filter. I'm honest. I'm honest about it. I'm no dummy. I know what buttons to push on my computer screen. You don't want to see this at the end of a long day and a nap where like the mascara was like rubbed off my eyes. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, you are so funny. I'm really having issues here. Why? Why am I having issues? Because I'm tired. Okay, so we'll go back to this question. Would fibromuscular dysplasia necessitate closer monitoring of thoracic and aortic root dilation? Dr. Prakash says usually no. Most FMD is not associated with aortic dilation. It can be a sign of other vascular problems, however, that may require different monitoring.
There you go.
So usually no. But that was a very
Yeah.
good question.
Yeah. It's all
Yep.
good stuff.
All right.
Good
Do we have
stuff.
anything
All
else
right.
we
So
need to
yeah,
promote?
if you want to sign up for a Hope Mail, you can just go. I think is it on our main page? La la. It is located under our program section on our main page. Hope Mail's kind of towards the bottom, and it's a sign up, big, huge sign up right there. You can sign up. In addition, if you're going to be having a surgery or you just had some kind of surgical procedure, I'm not talking about an echo, I'm talking about, like
Surgery.
some kind of surgery. You can always fill out our form for our care packages. So, and that I believe is under our resources. If it's not, I will find it for everybody. We'll talk about it again. But we can send a care package.
Yeah, we can. And while Karen's trying to find the care package link, also on the programs are the signups for all of our support groups, the online support groups. So you definitely want to sign up there. Also, please do a survivor video. They're a lot of fun. You are allowed to cry because most of us do when we're talking about what happened, but we have so many things that can get your story out there to create awareness, because awareness stops aortas, period. No, that's not it.
No, try again. Try again. But while you're thinking about it, I will tell you that yes, care packages can be filled out underneath of our resources. It's right above our Hope Mail. And it is a nice little package that comes to you with a couple things we think that might start you on your journey in the aortic hope community. So it's going to have a pen, it's going to have a chapstick, probably. It might have a jar opener. It'll have a journal.
Hot cold pack.
Sometimes it has treaded socks. Sometimes it has unscented hand lotion. It just depends on the time of year and the things that we have that we've been able to obtain to give you it's going to have a book for sure. It's going to have an appropriate book. So yeah. Yeah, no, doesn't stop.
Nope, it does not. It does not.
But what else can it do? It doesn't stop an aorta. Awareness does what? Saves. Awareness saves aortas, period.
Why can I?
Because it's been a long darn day and you're just tired. And I totally appreciate that. All right, look, I'm doing one last check-in here to see if there's any other questions we need to read. But if there isn't, just know it does not stop now with us. Just our time with you has come to an end. I feel like we need to have like a theme song at the end of our time together with everyone or something. I don't know.
That's so funny.
But it's going on. It's still going to go on for about another hour. Could be an hour and a half. Sometimes Dr. Prakash can go till he just goes late. He's very invested in the community. So if you have Facebook and you didn't get your question answered tonight, do go over to Facebook, and you can post your question there. And if it's important to you and you have a question you'd like to ask, send it to info@aortichope.org, and I will personally zap it over to Dr. Prakash and ask him about it tomorrow when I wake up, because I'll see it and I'll send it to him. So
Yep,
Tara, it's been
definitely.
fun.
Of course,
It's
it's been
always fun. Hey,
Even though if I don't remember what ASAP means.
that's okay. By the
Awareness
time we're
saves
done,
aortas, period.
it's gonna be your new tattoo. All
I-
right. Thank you to everyone who participated online. I mean, it looks like we've got David, and we've got Please and Thank You, and we've got the Social Hive, which I know who that is. And we had Molly and John Brenny and Katie, and you guys are great and fantastic. And to anybody else we missed, thank you again so much for joining. Please click like. Please click subscribe. Yeah, click like so we feel good about ourselves tonight and the job that we did. Please click subscribe. Click the bell that says all. This way you'll be notified every time we go live. And click share, because share is oh yeah, we can sing the song from the Carol Burnett's show. Am I supposed to do this or something? I think that's what happened. I'd rather sing the song from the Donnie Marie show personally, because I just sang that the other. Who did I just sing that to? Right? I think I sang it to my sister and my mother. I just, started. I'm not singing it. That's not happening.
No.
Anyway, click share. And I think that's it. Definitely click share. Someone will get something out of this for sure.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. All right. Think about your aortas ASAP.
Yes.
Awareness saves aortas, period. All right. Bye, Terry.
Bye, Karen. Bye, everyone.
everybody.
Have a great evening. We'll talk to you soon.